And welcome into the Varsity Voices podcast presented by C Spire, where it is our fourth quarter. Put the fours up, guys. And we're breaking down the North and South State for, I guess all we have left is 1A. We've done everything else, 7A through 2A. We've given our picks and our thoughts on, North half and South half, or the semifinals, whatever you call it. But here in our fourth quarter, we're going to be looking at 1A, and then we're also maybe take a little bit of a review of the MAIS. But before we get started, we'll tell you that this segment is built by Cherokee Brick, America's most trusted brick supplier. We got the whole crew here. Jared Schatz, Jake Wimberly, part of Brandon Davis is here, and we will take a look at 1A. So let's rock and roll and go back and starting in the North, Biggersville and Okolona. That was a 29-12 win for Biggersville. Calhoun City had no problem with LaFleur County, so kind of what we all thought the collision course is going to happen. Biggersville and Calhoun City are going to square off in that one. Down in the South, I don't think anyone's going to be surprised that Simmons made it there. Simmons got a win 20-8 over Nanawaya because Simmons, they've been rolling recently, but Taylorsville getting the shutout win over Leake County, 36-0. And after the start that they had, that's kind of a little bit shocking. So in the North, it's Biggersville, Calhoun City. In the South, it's Simmons and Taylorsville. Before we get into our picks, we'll bring in Jake Wimberly to talk about the analytics and the probability. Jake, what is the numbers? What do the computers say about 1A?
Yeah, 1A, you look at Calhoun City, they have the, best chance, and it's not by a ton, but that 41% to win the championship. You look at Simmons at 35%. Taylorsville's the one that would, kind of on this run that they've been on, 13%, but I think that probably is a little bit closer gap than that. Then Biggersville at 11%, but I think the odds makers would tell you it's Calhoun City and Simmons, and then we'll see what happens the rest of the way.
All right, so let's jump right into it. Staying in the North, Calhoun City and Biggersville. I'm surprised Biggersville is as low as they are on that probability. I think this is a really good ball game. But Brandon Davis, you're first up. Calhoun City or Biggersville?
Man, I am so excited about this game. This is one that, we've been just watching these two work their way toward this collision course all season long, and Calhoun City dropping down from 2A to 1A, you knew that this was going to be a battle. And what I like about Calhoun City is that defense. Also, offensively, they're averaging 44 points a game. But you've got Zay Mays up at Biggersville, Mr. 1A football, that may have something to say about that. But I tell you, I'm going to go O.D. Jennings. He is a great ball coach. So I'm going to take Coach Jennings in Calhoun City this Friday night.
Okay, so Brandon Davis likes Calhoun City. Jared Schatz, who do you like in this one?
Yeah, defense travels, and they're going to have to travel to Biggersville is Calhoun City. I'm going to go with Calhoun City. I know they're 4-1 on the road, and I know Biggersville is 5-1 at home, but dropping down 2A to 1A, they were really the favorites once that happened. But this is going to be a really good ball game. Biggersville 12-1, Wildcats of Calhoun City 11-1. But it's that defense that's just a little bit better. Both teams can run the football, they can throw it. They 44 points a ball game for that Calhoun City offense, and that Biggersville offense can score at 40 points a ball game, but it's that defense is just a hair better for Calhoun City, and I think that will be the difference in that offense led by Harlan Pittman for Calhoun City.
All right, Jake, what do you like, Calhoun City or Biggersville?
Yeah, I think Jared kind of framed that up well. Calhoun City, they're playing extremely good football. And look, they've been to the championship a lot. I mean, these team in this community, they know what this is about. Now, granted, some of the success when they get there is not been what they want it to be. But give me Calhoun City this week.
Well, I'm going to flip it around. I'm going with Biggersville. I like the Lions at home. Up there in Alcorn County, crazy things happen up there. I've been to ball games up there. It's a long way, even from Calhoun City. It takes, no matter where you're going from, it's a long way to get to Alcorn County. And so I like Biggersville in the ball game. Let's jump down to the South, and this one's got athletes all over the field between Simmons and Taylorsville. And Taylorsville had that rocky start, but they've been hotter than just about anybody in the state. But Brandon Davis, is it the Blue Devils or the Tartars for you?
another intriguing ball game. Taylorsville, you talked about it, Breck. They started out 0-4 to start the season, but Coach Agee, Shots, I'd have to think if, we're always high on what Eugene Clinton's done at Clinton coming in here. But not Clinton, excuse me, Brandon, but I'd have to say that what he has done, Agie's done down at Taylorsville, it makes him Coach of the Year nomination in my book. Going 0-4 and then winning 9 in a row. And then the defense at Taylorsville is what's been the difference through the season. Right now, they're giving up 16 points a game, but that's really skewed because they were getting blown out in those first 4 games. Simmons is a team I don't really know. I mean, all they do in Hollandale is play football, and they're so good at it. But I think Taylorsville is just a hot team. They've played a tougher schedule throughout the year, and I'm going to take Taylorsville to knock off Simmons this Friday night.
So Davis likes the Tartars. So Jared Schatz, as I recall, you were on the Blue Devils train. Is that still the case?
Well, I think I'm going to go with Simmons, but this is probably the toughest game to pick for me because of Taylorsville rolling off 9 straight wins after that 0-4 start. They're one of the hottest teams in the state. They have been, I would say, a hair more battle-tested than Simmons, but that Simmons defense, guys, is pretty special. They are one of the best defenses in all of the Magnolia State, giving up just over 7 points a game. They were able to whip Nanawaya. That was a Nanawaya team that could line up and smash mouth you, and Simmons had no problem with them last week. So this may be one of the better games, and that's saying something because we've got some tremendous matchups this Friday night after Thanksgiving. But I'm going to go with Simmons and the Blue Devils. I think they'll find a way, but this one could be very, very close.
All right, Jake Wimberly, Blue Devils or the Tartars?
These two teams have really avoided each other except for one time through the history of their programs, and only played one time. It was back in 2023. Simmons lost the ball game to Taylorsville 22-12. Taylorsville is a great story. It's a lot of tradition. We know the history down there in Tartarland, but I like Simmons to win this football game. They have been, only giving up 80 points is what they've given up on defense this year. They scored 396. Perfect record road, home, away, Walmart parking lot, wherever they've been. So I like Simmons to win the ball game.
Hey, well, I am going to go with Brandon Davis on this one. I like the Tartars. I just think that they've, I'd said the same thing about Laurel. Laurel won 6 in a row, and I think they're just going to keep rolling, until they run into West Point. But Taylorsville, same thing. They've won, 9 in a row. And so I like the Tartars to get the win and make it to the state championship. And so those are all of our picks and our breakdowns for North State and South State championships for the MHSAA. Brandon and Jake and myself will all be on calls this week as Brandon gets to be at home. Jake and I have to go on the road. Luckily for me, Louisville's only about 25 minutes away from Kosciuszko, not very far at all. And I do know they're expecting capacity crowd. I mean, we're talking earlier on Sunday this week, they were talking about go ahead and buy your ticket because they're selling out that fast. So that's what it's looking like over at R.E. Hines Stadium there in our field in Louisville. So that's going to be a fun one. And Jake gets to go down and have his shrimp po' boys and everything down there on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. But we're all going to be in Starkville here in a few, or was it just next week? We're going to be in Starkville, and we're going to be at the Hilton Garden Inn of Starkville. That's where we're going to be staying. And if your team makes it, or if you just want to come, your team doesn't make it, but you're looking for a weekend getaway or something, stay at the Hilton Garden Inn of Starkville. And it's only about a mile away from Davis Wade Stadium, so not too far at all. And so that's where we're going to be when our crew gets there to Starkville. So we're going to step aside for a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the MAIS. You're listening to the Varsity Voices podcast presented by C Spire.
At Fowler GMC, our customers have been our priority for over 70 years. That same dedication happens today as we offer a wide range of options to cater to every taste and budget. Whether you're looking for a luxurious and versatile SUV or a powerful truck, we have it all. Our knowledgeable team is here to assist you every step of the way, and we are committed to providing fast and courteous service. Visit us today and experience the difference for yourself. Trust, service, and selection. Fowler GMC.
Third and 6 from the 40-yard line.
Sure you're ready for this?
He takes a snap, drops back.
What's the right situation for a flea flicker?
They should have been in nickel defense.
There's a nickel and a dime?
Now for a proper bull rush start of 3-point stance.
What a disastrous play call.
Ready or not, here we go.
Hey, Dad.
You can call me Coach.
It's amazing what C Spire's nationwide 5G network can connect. C Spire, inspired by you.
Elegance is in the details. Pine Straw America's premium longleaf pine straw subscription ensures your landscape stays pristine season after season. Precision edging, flawless installation, because your home deserves nothing less. Pine Straw America.
Low snap. Pierce is going to take it himself. He'll run back to left. He'll try to throw wide open over there. It's caught! L.D. McBride. How about basketball to basketball there? Whippets convert the unconventional two-point attempt, and they lead it 8-0.
And welcome back into the Varsity Voices podcast presented by C Spire, where we've been breaking down North and South State for MHSAA, but the MAIS, they have wrapped up their season. They have the championships this past week. You had River Oaks getting the win in 1A Division I. That was River Oaks 20, Humphreys Academy 8. On Thursday, you had the 2 3A teams or divisions, Adams County Christian defeating Marshall Academy 28-22 in Division II, and then Leake Academy with that thrilling ball game, a winner against Tri-County 25-24. Jared Schatz has to talk about that here in a minute. And then on Friday, it's still at Jackson Academy in Division I. You had DeSoto of Arkansas defeating Tallulah, Louisiana 34-12. That was 1A Division II. And then in 2A Division I, the legend that is Bill Hurst got the win for Centralville Academy 32-20 over Lee Academy. And then you had Park Lane shutting out Heritage 42-0. That was 4A Division II. And then on Saturday, they had some games at Mississippi College. Winston Academy getting a 2A Division II win 20-0 over Oak Hill. And 4A Division III after it was like a boxing match a little bit, but then a football game broke out. Lamar School won it 34-17 over Brookhaven Academy. And then the big one, JA defeated Hartfield 50-14. Jake Wimberly, you were on the call for a number of these ball games. Just quickly tell us about all the championships in the MAIS this week.
Yeah, I thought it was a great week for the MAIS and a lot of really good championships. 9 total champions crowned for the MAIS, and you look at some of these, they really stood out. I think the Tri-County League game really stood out, and of course the way that game finished. I think you look at what Jackson Academy did, really slamming the door on Hartfield, and Hartfield was going for 3 straight championships, and that ball game at Jackson Academy really flexed and showed their dominance with a lot of great players in that game. So overall there was some really, really good football games. There was a lot of high drama. There was a situation on Saturday with a coach, and talk about that second ball game with Brookhaven Academy that probably should have never happened. So you can go down the list. I mean, there was a lot of good drama, but and a lot of fun drama, but some really good games and 9 champions crowned.
Speaking of drama, Jared Schatz, you have a little something that you want to talk about. I was on the sideline taking pictures for Leake Academy. We broadcast Leake Academy on our other station, not Breezy 103, but the other station. So we had our radio crew there, and I wasn't going to get involved in the radio crew. I'm not one of those, like, they did it all season long. I wasn't going to put myself in there. So I was like, I'll just be on the sideline. I'll take pictures. So I got a camera. I can take pictures, right? And so I'm down there taking pictures, and a Leake Academy coach comes up to me. He said, your podcast might have made the hype video. Oh, well, how about that? That's pretty cool. And then, of course, Leake Academy won the ball game, and I was told they wanted to hear from Mr. Germantown, Jared Schatz, after what he said about Leake Academy and challenging the manhood. This is what Jared Schatz did. So the floor is yours, Jared Schatz.
Thank you. I'm a man. I'm almost 40, in the famous words of Mike Gundy. I am looking how many ways to prepare your crow. And none of them look very appeasing. I'll just take hot sauce on mine. How about
feathers
that?
Don't taste good, as my dad always told me.
Hey, man, I want to say this to Leake Academy. that was a great effort from the game plan of running George Wilcox. So I think they ought to put a statue of that young man out front of the stadium. I got 5 on it. I owe y'all. So
going to be expensive. That's a big hit.
Right.
There'll be a lot of concrete and marble for that statue. George Wilcox is a big boy.
That kid played that was a legendary performance. His stats here: 24 of 26, 276 yards and a touchdown through the air, 38 carries. They ran him in the dirt, 177 yards and 2 touchdowns. But you know what I was most impressed? That kid would run somebody over, and he would help them up. I mean, he would flatten them in the ground, and you don't see that at any level of football. Not for the most part, you don't. You used to a little bit back in the day. But that kid played legendary, and Coach Brian Pickens and crew and the gentleman, the coach you ran into, I apologize. I think it started with the game plan, guys. I didn't think they could win the way they played Tri-County the first time, and that was drop back and throw it. They're too physical. But the game plan they put in for Wilcox, knowing it was the championship game, the last game of the year, they said, we have got to change the way we do this ball, how we approach this ball game. Wilcox is going to have to be the bell cow. He's going to have to run the football. You guys killed it. That was a beautiful game plan. The kids bought in, and Wilcox delivered. And hats off to you guys. You deserve the championship. And send me my crow, man. Yeah, or you can send me a check because I was on the hype video to get you guys motivated. So whatever.
That's right.
That's right.
Tell them the bill is in the mail.
Congrats to y'all, though. Yeah.
Jake, you were on sideline for that Leak Academy Tri-County game. I ran into you, right before the game and talked to you. And, for Wilcox not to have any D1 offers, it's kind of crazy. Kid's got a cannon.
He really does. Hold on, my dog wants to keep messing with me over here. Yeah, he's that gum Melly quit it. So yeah, he does. He's got a cannon. Look, the guy's very impressive. I had not had a chance to see him in person, and he was so much fun to watch, and that was a fun ball game to watch. And you can get into, and we could probably spend 2 hours that we don't have on instant replay and calls that were made that weren't made and all that. But when you look at it, it was a very evenly matched ball game, and Wilcox, extremely impressive football player. Whoever gets this young man, wherever he plays at the next level, be it junior college, Division I, II, wherever he goes, they're going to get a heck of a player. That guy can absolutely play football.
Mark, high football IQ.
If I could, Breck, I want to challenge every coach in this state, college coach in the state, JUCO, any coach at all. I want you to man up as a coaching staff and offer this kid. He is good as advertised. He's a good kid. He's not going to do anything bad to bring your program down. He's the type of kid you want in your program. And the performance that he had, I know we're giving shots a lot of fits right now, but he took that team on his back to win that game. 38 times running as a quarterback is unheard of if it's not an option offense. And he's a big boy. To me, I look at him as almost like a nose guard playing quarterback, and he's good at it. So I'm going to challenge you in the day of the transfer portal and NIL and all this other garbage that we deal with. I'm going to challenge you to bring this kid onto your team, because you're not going to regret bringing someone of his ability to play the game and his character. So recruit him.
Yeah, and I have to edit all the interviews with Coach Pickens before they go on our radio stations and everything. And as Coach Pickens would say, it's like having another coach when they would go with in the offensive game room, the film room, whatever, talking to Pickens, talking to Wilcox is like having another coach there. That's how smart he is. And there was a couple of times on the field that Thursday night. There was one play where we talked about the replay and everything. Not shots. Wilcox took a hit, and he goes over to the play. It kept going, and he goes over to his coaching staff, and he gives the targeting call. He said like this, and so then they took his advice. They took a timeout. They looked at it, and it was a targeting call. So he's smart. And then at one point, the play clock didn't reset because the officials were there holding or whatever. And then you see Wilcox do this, to try to get a new play. And that happened too. So the kid just knows his head's always in the game, Jared.
Yeah, and Davis, he's not going to say it, or maybe he will. He's enjoying this. He has made so many enemies over the state. He's enjoying the crow that I am going to be delivered, and Leak Academy giving me some grief, but I deserve it. I'm here to own it. Davis is enjoying this. I almost got through the whole year. Davis made enemies way back in like week 1 or 2.
Well, you said that Davis was on a hype video somewhere, right?
He was. So
Have we've all been on a high.
Just wait your turn, man. Welcome to the podcast, right? This is what you get. So, but no, congrats to Leak and Davis. I'm on the crap list as well.
Hey, look, we feel like that we've covered football throughout the state, and you're going to make somebody mad, but we love you. Don't get too upset. I mean, I know that when we go to Starkville next week, I've got to hire a bodyguard crew because West Point maniacs are probably still mad at me about something I said. But it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, Shots, welcome to the pool, man. The water feels fine. Come on in.
All right. Well, that is our look all week at the North and South State Championship ball games that are coming up, and a little review of the MAIS championships. And so this is our final one, regular one of the year, Jared. But you want to tell them what's going to happen next week, or later this week, I should say, on Friday night during the championships?
Yeah, so, basically we don't want this to be our official last video. It will be as far as the gang we have here, but, with, Jake going to be on the road for his game and you and Davis calling ball games, we will have some form we'll have an episode. It'll be live, though, and it'll be after the ball games on Friday to talk about what transpired and who actually punched their ticket to Starkville. We'll kind of preview those. It'll be myself, and then we'll probably get Cliff Barker or maybe one of you guys. So after you get done celebrating, you can jump on since you have home games. We'll see how it works out. That way we can put all of our attention. We put a lot of work into the state championships to get them on statewide radio. So we'll turn our attention after the podcast on Friday night, which will be a live episode. I believe it will be on YouTube and Facebook, but stay tuned for that. It's coming your way. That'll be after the ball games, kind of like a scoreboard show on Friday night. That's just so we can preview it, knock it out, and then we can put all our attention on Starkville and the state championships.
Yeah, and so YouTube is this YouTube channel. On Facebook, it's State Championships Radio Network. And as Jared said, State Championships are coming along. You'll be able to watch right here. You can't watch the game. We've talked about this you can't watch the game, but we'll have our in-booth camera. You'll be able to watch us broadcasting the ball games. Every ball game, we'll be able to do that. But, obviously, if you can't get to YouTube, we'll have it on our networks on ESPN 105.9, WRKS, and then on every Mississippi Public Broadcasting station around the state. So from South Haven to Gulfport, you'll be able to tune in and listen and hear the ball games coming up here next week. And
really quick. The in booth camera that we have, you said it, Breck. We're not allowed to show the game, but you guys need to come on and watch that because some of the comments are comedic gold, and we have had friendships made during that time. So please be a part of that. I don't think you'll be disappointed. It's a great time.
We're looking for our first official marriage because of the
chat. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
So close.
I'll officiate it free of charge. Let's work it out. And let's
Wait a minute. Are you a pastor?
I am ordained.
Really?
Yes, I am. That's kind of a hidden secret.
Did not know this.
I am. I actually am. Yes.
Of course. We had to have somebody to, be able to pray over the rest of us around here, right?
Andy's our attorney, so there's a lot of hats there. Does
a little bit of everything. Boy, you can't be more full of it than be a preacher and an attorney, unless you're a politician as well. So, no, I can say that because my pretty much every one of my color commentators since I started has been a preacher, and so we love them there. But that does indeed wrap it up for us here. We're going to have one more fun episode because of course we got to talk about what's on the whiteboard. But that's just going to be a fun one. But yeah, we look forward to catching up with all of you. If you come to the state championships, try to find us, and if not, tune in right here on all of our networks and radio stations. But for Jared Schatz, Brandon Davis, Jake Wimberly, Breck Riley, signing off, the Varsity Voices podcast presented by C Spire.